I need to stop cursing so much because that means I have to bleep it out. Should I just not bleep it out? These videos aren't even monetized. Like, I could just curse. But then what if it's taken down? Decisions. Okay. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about organization and bullet journaling. We're like a whole week into July, and I have not even made like the cover for July for my bullet journal, so I'm kind of behind. I really don't have my together right now. I think the main takeaway that I want you to get from this video is that even if it seems like you have your together, like it may seem that I have together just because I'm making this video, but I don't. Clearly, I haven't started it and we're already like a week into July. Which is why I'm making this video, because it's forcing me to do it. So even if people seem like they have their together and have a fancy bullet journal, it doesn't necessarily mean that their life is perfect or perfectly organized. So I'm gonna show you how I do it, so maybe it can inspire you to like kind of get your together too. So the first thing that I use isn't actually for bullet journaling, but it's definitely my #1 in organization, and it's this hourly planner. It's by All Things Lillian. I talked about it in my first video a little, but it's basically just a layout of my everyday. I just write it down hour by hour what I'm planning on doing, and I'm not gonna lie, I never stick to it. My day never goes as planned. There's always something that gets in the way, that happens, that changes the plan, and that's totally okay, which is why I give myself more than enough time to do everything. And when I say more than enough, I mean like almost an exaggerated amount of time to do every task. For example, on my planner, I'll write down wake up at 9 a.m. My actual plan is to wake up at 8 a.m., but in case I don't and I end up waking up around 9:30, I won't feel bad because my plan for the day started at 9 a.m. That really works for me because if I wake up late, it doesn't make me feel like I'm off track for the day. It makes me feel like, okay, you woke up just on time, so you better get to it, you know? And if I wake up early, it's that feeling of, oh, I woke up early, I can kind of push everything back and have more free time. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. That's what I do. It's kind of like setting really low standards for yourself. Here's the thing, I'm a Virgo. You if you're gonna judge me because I just said that, but I'm a Virgo and I'm also a type 1 on the Enneagram, which means that I freaking love planning and I love schedules. If something strays away from the schedule, it'll cause me unnecessary stress. I really like plans. I really like sticking to a schedule because it makes me feel like I have my shit together. But if I make a schedule for myself and I don't follow it, or I keep falling behind throughout the day, I will just fill my mind with negative thoughts like, oh, you couldn't even follow your own schedule. You couldn't even do what you said you were gonna do. So what I do is I lower my standards and I give myself 3 main tasks that I have to do in a day, and I give myself way more time than I need to for every single task. That way, I will either meet my standards or do better than I expected, which is all positive. Disclaimer, I'm not telling you to do anything. You can do whatever you want. This is just what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, that's totally chill. You can try something else. This is just an idea that you can try out if you want. If you don't, you don't have to. I would highly suggest it if you're like me, if you're a Virgo, if you're a type 1 on the Enneagram, if you are just an annoying piece of shit that likes to overly plan everything in their life, I would recommend this. It's great. It's a great time. So now we're going to get into the things that I actually use for bullet journaling. And we'll start with my bullet journal. Makes sense. It's this navy blue moleskin journal. It's kind of expensive, but if you think you're really going to commit to it, I really do think it's a good idea. Just because it's just really so much better to have a nicer quality one. But if finances are a concern for you, you can do this on a piece of paper. You really don't need a fancy journal. Even if you don't think you're going to commit to it, it is a journal. Like, worst case scenario, you buy a really nice one, you don't commit to bullet journaling, you use it for something else. I really like this journal. I would highly recommend it if anybody is looking to start bullet journaling. But if you're not sure you're going to commit and you don't want to spend the money, you could do it on a piece of paper, you can do it on a much cheaper journal. It really does not matter. So let's get into all the pens I own. I never thought I would be that again. Because I was that in high school, the one that pulled out all the pens in all the colors. I don't know who made me like that. Why? Oh, it's because I had to take religion class in high school and I didn't want to pay attention. So I taught myself how to do calligraphy. It started because I took an environmental science class, but I really didn't like the teacher. So I just taught myself how to do calligraphy. And then I had that same teacher for 2 more years for religion class, and I just disconnected my brain and taught myself how to do calligraphy and also French braid my hair. I was a great student in other classes, okay? Just not that one. Fun fact, I actually won this pencil case in a giveaway on Instagram, which is really cool. It was the first giveaway I ever entered, and I won, which was fun. So I have this little orange pencil case. I just keep pens and pencils in here. I don't keep any markers or highlighters just to like separate them. So I have so many pens. Although to be fair, they aren't expensive pens. I have these pens. These are the ones that I use most often. They're kind of in every color. They're gel pens, and I got them from Target. They're like Target brand. I'm pretty sure they were $15 for like 50 colors or something. The Target pens are really nice. You can honestly buy them anywhere. Usually gel pens will work pretty well no matter where you buy them. So I would say don't stress about that. That's not an issue. I do have these really nice pens. I don't know if you pronounce this emot or emot, but they're these very nice, like very fine pens, but I did get these as a gift. They were a birthday gift from my best friend, who I love with my entire heart. The only fancy pens I really own are these two, and honestly, they're not even that fancy. These are sold at Walmart. They're the Pilot G2 gel pens. It's just a black gel pen, and I think they write really nicely, and I bought like a 5-pack of these at Target. I get most of my stationery from Target, as you can tell. This, however, is a nicer pen. It's a Tombow. I think it's Tombow. It's a Tombow. I'm gonna settle with Tombow. It's a Tombow calligraphy pen. I've bought 3 of these in the past because I've finished them all. And finally, this is my pencil bag where I keep my markers and highlighters. And it's so cute! It's one of those like sliding pencil cases. This was also a gift from my best friend. Wow, she's really getting all the shout outs today, but she really knows me. She buys me stationery. She's kind and she loves me. This has my markers and highlighters in it. The only highlighters that I own are mild liners, which are great. If you don't know what those are, they're basically just a highlighter, but the opacity is like turned down. And they come in really cute pastel colors. They're great. I think those are great for beginners. I think those would inspire you to start bullet journaling. They're so cute and they're very affordable. They sell them at Target. And even if you give up on bullet journaling completely, they're still highlighters. So they still serve a purpose. And finally, my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing. And also just something that makes me really excited because I wanted these for so long and finally got them recently. They're the Tombow brush pen markers. They're so beautiful. They're amazing. They come in all these colors. And they're so cool. They were quite expensive. I bought these like 2 or 3 years after I started bullet journaling, so it's definitely been a slow process to collect this much stationery. So that's basically all the stuff that I use. Now we're going to get into me actually doing my layout for July and showing you what I do with that.
Okay, voiceovers are really scary, but I'm just gonna do it. So I start by looking through Pinterest for inspiration, and luckily I found this super cute cover that had this lighthouse on it. So I'm just gonna use the G2 gel pen to sketch out a drawing similar to it. I'm not gonna say identical because that's just not true. I always do art based off other pictures because I'm really not that creative. So if you struggle with thinking up ideas that are more creative, this is a great way. Pinterest is just the way to go. Then I'm going to jump in with the Tombow brush pen in black and just use the thinner side to write the word July. Now I'm going to start including some color with the mild liners first. I'll start coloring in all the little pieces in blue and all the smaller details first. I didn't actually have a red marker to fill in the parts that were supposed to be red, so I just did it with a really dark pink. That actually didn't come out looking all that dark on camera, but I swear it's a little darker in person. You are now seeing fascinating clips of me coloring in what I think looks like an ocean in my picture, and just adding a little detail with the 2020, and then some stuff up in the sky with some birds and a little sun, just because it looked kind of empty. And I think that's really fun. When you're bullet journaling, you can really just customize it to be whatever you like. So I'm going to start on the next page, and I'm starting with my monthly overview, where I'll just basically draw a calendar to see the main events of the month. This time I used a ruler, but honestly that was just a little treat for you. I never actually use a ruler in real life. I just kind of count the dots and go with that. So now I'm just going to go back in and add the days of the week. I like to start my weeks on Monday, honestly, because in real life I feel like the week starts on Monday. Sundays just kind of look like a lost day for me, so that's why I do that. As you can see, my lines are super duper straight. I'm just adding the numbers. I usually just do it with a calendar next to me so I don't fuck that up. And now I'm going to go in with my wonderful Target pens in this beautiful colors to add the main events. I'm adding people's birthdays, a trip I'm taking next week, just the main events, what I could remember anyway. So on to the next page. I saw this on Ashley's Best Dressed YouTube channel when she talked about her journal. She just laid out video ideas for the entire year, and I decided I would start that from this week because I thought it would be cool to see them all just kind of laid out. I clearly didn't leave enough space to write the actual titles of the videos, but that's okay. I will just make do with what I have already done. So you can customize this to be whatever you want. It could literally be anything. I'll flip through the entire bullet journal later so you can maybe get inspiration for some other ideas. But yeah, this is just what I decided to do, and I had some space left over, so I just decided to add a little notes section in case I had some extra ideas. On the next page, I just decided to do a short-term and long-term goal page. I thought that would be really beneficial for me. I just am very visual and I like to have things written down, so I just kind of went with this like summary theme. I just went in and added some stars instead of bullet points to write down the long-term goals first and then the short-term goals. Then for the final page, I decided I would just make a page dedicated to to-do lists because I tend to make a lot of those. So I just added random little squares and rectangles to be my to-do list, and I'm all done. So just to do a quick flip through, I have a bunch of stuff in my bullet journal from this year. I have mood trackers, to-do lists, weekly layouts, just some doodling pages, some hourly planning. I have all kinds of stuff, and I think you can take inspiration from any of these. I used to be really into doing habit trackers, but I just never kept up with them. One of my favorite things that I ever did in my bullet journal was this page where I just wrote down every single good thing that happened to me that month, and I could just look back on it, and that was super, super nice. Okay, so this is the July spread, and I actually really liked how it turned out. I think it just gives a really positive and summery vibe. I'm super happy with it. This video ideas page is not the cleanest, but I didn't expect it to be, and I still like how it turned out, and I really like the idea. And I really, really like the goals page, and I think the to-do list page is super practical. Overall, I'm really happy with how everything turned out. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening to me talk for a really long time.
So the video is over. Thank you so much if you made it all the way through the video. I know listening to me talk for more than 10 minutes, honestly, listening to me talk in general can be very tiring. Sometimes I tire myself. If you made it all the way through, thank you so much. I love you. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you didn't like it. Just be nice to me. Comment down below if you have any questions or want any recommendations. I'm still relatively new at this, so I can give you kind of a beginner's perspective. Subscribe if you like this video, and also subscribe if you didn't. You could like the next video I put out, you never know. And so follow me on all my social medias. I'm at bellyvmtz everywhere. That's BELLYVMTZ. Follow me on Instagram. I'm kind of trying to revamp that at the moment, so it's a good time to follow. Follow me on TikTok. We have a lot of fun on there. And follow me on Twitter. I promise I will start using it. I say it every time that I don't really use it, but I'm going to try to start using it. So follow me on there. So that's it for this video. Until next week, have a nice day.